Dana's come out and he said that he's done with the boxing. He's done going down the rabbit hole of trying to put a plan together and start, I believe it's going to be called Zuffa Boxing. Okay. I would have loved some follow-up to that. I would be very fascinated. And Dana said something, he said this many times, even when he was pursuing it and said, yes, I'm going to do it. He was very open to tell people, as I dig into this, there is way more roadblocks than there is a clear path. Every part of my plan, I run into a conflict. I buckle down, I work through, I run into another conflict. This thing is a mess. He said that a number of times. Now, the reason that I personally would like more of an explanation is, what was he trying to do? Maybe we've got that wrong. Perhaps Dana was looking to get into boxing, but he was going to go right to the top. I mean, he's talking about, I'm going to grab the Joshuas, and I'm going to grab the Furies, I'm going to grab the Canelos and the Triple Gs, I'm going to grab up the Ryan Garcias. I mean, maybe that was where he was going to go. He was going to take the biggest of the best, take these huge fights, go and bid on it like anybody else, attempt to put it on, use the mastery of production as well as promotion, and put a display of a better event than his competitors. Maybe that's not what I thought. I do now. Now that he said that it's broken and can't be fixed, to the point, I'm done. I'm done putting energy and effort into it. Now I'm saying, well, maybe that's what he was doing. Because when you are talking about something being broke or something being a conflict or something that's very hard to mend, you're just talking about contracts. All right, this organization is this contract, and you got to follow this set of rules, and this guy signed over here, and then I got to deal with this promoter, and I got to talk to this manager, and this guy's got a whole nother set of, I mean, it's one of those things where you look at the contract and go, I can't deal with these. That's why I'm concluding, based on very little information, that maybe he was just looking to start over there. He was looking for a grand slam on night one. That's not what I initially thought. I had absolutely no evidence. It's just what I thought, but I did think it was going to be much more of the Ultimate Fighter format, which would mean whatever contracts are in place and whatever headaches that you have to deal with are gone. You have guys who are not signed. So now you have the contract, you have the agreement, it's something that you can work within. I thought that it was going to be like an Ultimate Fighter. I pictured that exact format, but it was going to be done with boxing. We're going to get a house, and we're going to bring in the cameras, and we're going to set up a ring instead of a cage, and we're going to have weigh-ins and trainings. I thought that's what it was going to be. And then over a period of time, right, it starts out that is the business, but over a period of time, now you've built up a roster. And then those guys would, and they would never even be exposed to the IBF, WBA, the WBC, whatever those rules are, and the management, and this goes here, and you talk with him, and you deal with him, and this guy gets paid, even though it comes out, all the weird stuff that goes in with boxing. I can only imagine what Dana started to see in those contracts, where he just started to go, hey, look, I only got so much energy, and I got enough things going on. Thanks, but no thanks. I can only imagine this. So maybe we've got that whole thing wrong. And I would love some clarity like that. Would be interesting. I thought he was going to start out, build his own stable, start out on first base, end up with a grand slam in a small period of time. And he would have the best guys. You could do it that way. They would not be the biggest names right now. And the biggest names and the best boxers go hand in hand. There is no sport, except maybe ours of MMA, there is no sport where the expression, perception is reality. There is nothing more true than that sport. If I was to ask you the top 10 boxers in any weight class, guaranteed 100% of you will tell me the most popular 10 boxers. And you will go in order. Whoever's name you've heard the most, you will put as number one. It won't be one of these things, well, these guys actually met up in the amateurs, and they used to train together. This is what happened in the room. People just don't know boxing that well. And you really don't need to. You don't need to start there. And even if you did look at The Ultimate Fighter, when I said he will have the best guys over a period of time, it's exactly what The Ultimate Fighter did. Forrest Griffin came through The Ultimate Fighter. World champion, main eventer, Hall of Fame. Matt Serra was on The Ultimate Fighter. Biggest upset in history. World champion, Hall of Fame. We could play this game all we want. Go to Robert Whittaker. We can go to the Cookie Monster. I mean, over time. That's a loose idea by me. I know that's just what I thought. I thought it was going to be more of one of these directions. So if anybody ever has a chance to question him and he opens up about it, get a little bit of clarity. Be very curious. I would have a curious mind to hear where he was trying to go, so then we could start to speculate on what roadblocks presented themselves.